Hi everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here, and this time reviewing on X-Men the Animated Series. Now, X-Men the Animated Series was something I remember watching as a kid. I remember it being on Vox Kids, and the show was pretty good. Now, the premise of the show is about Jubilee, a young mutant with firework abilities, who joins the X-Men to help fight against terrorism, racism, prejudice, and so on. Now, most of the X-Men are Cyclops, Jean Grey, Wolverine, Gambit, Rogue, also Beast, and also Jubilee. Now, in the show themselves, the characters each have a different trait. Wolverine is the hard to get along with, Rogue is the girl with the Texan accent, Jean Grey is the one with the mental abilities, Cyclops is the one with the eye beams, Jubilee is the young but feisty teenager, Beast is the intellectual type, Gambit is the young dashing rogue, and Professor X is also meant to be the kind of teacher in the series. Now, other characters like Colossus, Nightcrawler, Banshee, and Psylocke and Angel do appear, but usually as guest characters or characters that appear for one or two episodes. Now, pretty much another character I was really hoping to pop up somewhere in the series, like Kitty Pryde, doesn't appear in the show. Instead, we have Jubilee, who fills in the role of Kitty Pryde, and this one she's kind of like the Asian firecracker to the X-Men. Now, in the comics, she was meant to be a street kid who lost her parents due to assassination. Well, in this one, it's implied she was abandoned at birth and was taken in by foster parents and pretty much lives with them for almost a year until her mutant powers kick in and she becomes a part of the X-Men. Now, what's also interesting as well, a lot of old comic book stories are based on this. Such as the Proteus storyline, where we see Moira McTaggart's son, instead of him killing his victims, he ends up leaving them unconscious. We also had the Phoenix Force story, we also had Weapon X, we also had, the original X-Men story from the first issue. And pretty much, we also have other characters making animated debuts, such as Mystique, Avalanche, and other lot of characters. Another character that was added into the series was a character called Morph. He was only killed off for one or two episodes due to the fact that he wanted a less-known character to die, but due to his popularity, he came back and became the somewhat mental deranged type, up to the point in the final episode where he joins back to the team. Now, pretty much the X-Men each have, tragic backgrounds and reasons they've joined the X-Men. Wolverine is a guy with a mysterious past. Rogue put her boyfriend in a coma due to her powers, and even put Miss Marvel in a coma when Mystique used her. Gambit was a part of the Thieves Guild. Also, such as Beast, it became more mutated and can't live in a normal life. Jubilee still coming with the fact about her parents abandoning her, and also look up to the X-Men as family members. Storm dealing with her claustrophobia, and also meeting Archon in one episode. Now, pretty much Magneto in the show is also meant to be a good guy in this. In this one, he isn't like an evil mastermind in that. He does show that he's willing to side with the X-Men in dealing with threats. Other characters like Apocalypse, and the Brotherhood of Mutants, and the Hellfire Club do make their animated appearances, and pretty much become dangerous threats, mainly Apocalypse. Now, what's also interesting about X-Men the Animated Series definitely comes from the fact that the show lasted a long time, lasting for 5 or 6 seasons, still able to tell a good story. Plus, we also have characters like Bolivar Trask, who lives longer than his comic book counterpart and works with Gyrich in building Sentinels and stuff. We also have Cable and a lot of other good storylines. There are some deep storylines, like Rogue dealing with the fact of her past when she absorbed Miss Marvel and absorbed her flying abilities. We also had Nightcrawler, who guest stars in one episode, finding about his birth mother and coming to the fact and such. We also had Wolverine dealing with the fact he can't live a simple life due to Sabretooth. and such. Now, pretty much the show also is in the same continuity with Spider-Man the Animated Series, where the X-Men cast do appear for 1 or 2 episodes. I guess they got permits because or such. So what's also interesting, the show was done in Canada, so there's a lot of familiar voice casts that we know of. Now, also what's interesting with X-Men the Animated Series as well, even after it ended, you can still get DVDs, and you can also get the comic book series X-Men 92. So, what do I think of X-Men the Animated Series? This show is amazingly done. And we also introduced a new cast, new ideas, and how Jubilee was introduced. And this one, she's pretty much the kid sister to the X-Men. So in general, a good thumbs up. So, Comic Review here, signing out.